Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. Today we continue our trip south on Louisiana Highway 23 in Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, beginning as we enter the unincorporated community of Port Sulphur. The community had an estimated population of 1,789 as of 2019. The name Port Sulphur derives from the Freeport Sulphur Company in the early 1930s, when it set up logistics, refining, storage, and shipping operations to support its fresh processed sulfur mine at Lake Grande Kyle, located 10 miles west of the town in the nearby marsh. The Grande Kyle mine was the largest sulfur deposit in the world when it began operation in 1933 and remained in production until 1978. Over time, as other discoveries were made, the Freeport Sulphur Company also used the Port Sulphur facility to support their other fresh processed sulfur mines located at Garden Island Bay, Lake Pelto, and Caillou Island, a land-based mine at Chacahula, the first offshore sulfur mines at Grand Island Caminada Pass, and a large operation 50 miles offshore from the Mississippi River Delta in 300 feet of water at Main Pass Block 299 in the Gulf of Mexico. The facility was also used to process and ship recovered sulfur obtained by oil and gas refining. The terminal was able to filter and store liquid hot molten sulfur in large insulated heated tanks and vat liquid sulfur into acres of long-term dry storage by forming blocks of bright yellow sulfur by spraying molten sulfur into metal forms on the ground and allowing to cool. The site is valuable because of its proximity to sulfur-producing areas near the Gulf of Mexico and its docking sites along the Mississippi River and Back Bay Marsh. Port Sulphur was originally a typical company town with its residents and civic life closely tied to the Freeport Sulphur Company. As the company divested itself of much of the town property and governance, it became more of a regular town with private individual land ownership. As the number of employees at the site dwindled, the Freeport Company became less important in everyday life and economic activity. At some point, most of the company-owned land not necessary for the sulfur operation was transferred to Plaquemines Parish or sold to private owners. The economic fortunes of the Freeport Sulphur Company declined during the 1980s and 1990s, resulting from the competitive forces of recovered sulfur processed from sour oil and gas. In the early 2000s, Freeport Sulphur shut down operations as the price of sulfur dropped too low because large amounts of sulfur recovered during petroleum refining and from Canadian natural gas exploration were dumped on the international sulfur market. With inexpensive recovered sulfur in large supply, the large-scale and expensive fresh processed sulfur mining and storage operations proved to be uneconomical and were discontinued. The Freeport-McMoRan Port Sulphur facility was closed and sold. Hurricane Katrina destroyed much of what was left of the sulfur facility in August of 2005, with only a few buildings remaining. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it to be notified of when our new videos come out. And give us a thumbs up or hit the applause button if you enjoy our videos. On the right is the South Plaquemines Elementary School, serving 870 students in pre-K through 6th grade. To mitigate flooding, the school is raised 18 feet above grade with no occupied space on the ground level except for stairs, ramps, and elevators to reach the main level. The school opened its doors to students and their families, faculty, and staff in time for the 2014-2015 school year. Port Sulphur was once the home of Sig's Antique Restaurant, owned by Sigvald Udstad. Sig's more well-known sister was the late Ruth Fertel, who began her career as a restaurateur in 1965 when she bought the Chris Steakhouse at 1100 North Broad in New Orleans, and modeled it after her brother's Port Sulphur restaurant, including some family recipes on the menu. The restaurant soon became known as Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, which today has over 100 locations throughout North America. On the right is St. Patrick's Catholic Church and Cemetery. This is the last Catholic church remaining in Lower Plaquemines Parish, consolidating the church parishes of St. Jude, St. Joseph, St. Anne, St. Anthony, and Our Lady of Good Harbor, which did not survive the destruction of Hurricane Katrina in 2005. On the left is the southern end of Plaquemines Parish Highway 11, which is an old alignment of LA 23 through the remainder of Port Sulphur, Empire, and Buras. We'll have a video of the old highway on the way back. We conclude today's video as we enter the community of Empire. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to help support our channel, please check out our merchandise at 504roadtrips.spreadshirt.com. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, post a comment, subscribe, share and follow us on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.